Welcome to the Audit Expert Series. This is a quick start primer, and this very well may be your first video in. My name is Mike Brooks. I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing at audIT. Really excited to have you watching these videos. These are designed to make you an expert at all things audit. So it's not just about using it, printing a simple report, but how you use that report. So I want to make it as easy as I can on you to put that report together. So we're going to give you some fundamentals on how to use the system in this expert series. But more than that, the expert series is more about how to use the system, right? Best ways to create an audit. We've got years of experience now of watching our partners put audits together, our users putting audits together, and we know what works based on feedback, based on what we see our users doing. Not only that, but the founder of audIT, Frank DiBenedetto, is an MSP. He's the founder of the company, but he's not actively running the company. We have a CEO who runs the company, and Frank's primary day is in New Jersey running his company called Two River Technology Group. He is in that business 100% of the time, and he supports us. He helps us where we need it. He's on the road with us when he can, but for the most part, he is running a MSP. He's an accidental entrepreneur with audit here, where he really just built this for him. He never intended it to be a system like this. He never intended it to be adopted by MSPs all over the world, which is amazing. So we have a lot of experience with what best practices are for using audit, and that's what this is all about. So in this video, and I wanted to kind of lay the groundwork for what this video series is, you may have entered the series on a different note. You may have come in on a different video. So this is kind of the beginning, what I designed as the first video in the series, and wanted to lay a little bit of a groundwork for what the expert series is all about. But right now in this video, for the rest of it, I want to kind of give you a quick start primer on what audit is. So, because there's some fundamental things on what audit is and why it is, and want to answer those things here. And along the way, if you have questions, please let me know. My email is mike@auditforit.com. You can email me at any time. You can get me through Facebook. We have a Facebook group, user group. We have a Facebook page. We have obviously LinkedIn page, all that kind of good stuff on social media. We also have a chat on the website. You can go and chat, and sometimes I get right in there and chat with you live. So, and we get on the phone and talk to people. We're in it with you guys. We really want to help you achieve what you want to achieve. So let me know what your questions are, what we can do for you, and how we can help you, and it may make its way into another audit expert series. So what audit is? Really simple. Audit is a sales presentation system, and there's two kinds of sales presentations you're going to do in your MSP. And the first one is the obvious one. It's a prospect presentation. It's to sell to your clients. Oops, I went ahead of myself. It's to sell to your clients. The second kind of presentation is to your client, so prospects and clients. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Back on track now. So you have two kinds of presentations. You have sales presentation that is for your prospects to turn them into clients, and sales presentations that are used for your clients. I'll explain. So I skipped ahead, but now I'm back. It is non-technical. The magic of audit, the reason audit is such a powerful sales tool and it works so well, is because it is non-technical. It is the one thing that you can put in front of your prospects and your clients that they will understand at a glance. They won't have any problem understanding it. A 5-year-old can understand what red, yellow, and green means. They know that red is bad. Red means stop. Red means danger. And there's an emotional, a visceral response that stimulates your client getting involved, getting emotionally, impactfully involved in that sales presentation and really wanting to understand more. It's a whole different approach. When you present technical details to clients, to prospects, they're non-technical. They are going to get confused, and a confused prospect never buys. They are going to not see the value because they're not going to understand it. They're not going to be emotionally involved. And I don't care who you are, And especially this is a problem with sales in B2B. People don't realize that just because they're B2B doesn't mean that they're robots. They're still people. And all people, I don't care what they're buying, they buy on emotion. And even more so when they're buying for their business, because it's not just like going out and buying something that you can, perishable that you can throw away, or a piece of furniture that you're going to replace eventually in your home. You're buying something, or your clients are buying something that could get them fired. Your clients are buying something that could cost them their business being down for weeks or months, or cost them being, attacked or crypto locked or ransomware, or any of these things that can happen to a business. This is like their livelihood. It's so much more emotional. There's a lot of emotion that they're thinking when they're coming to the table with you, and you better believe it, that you want to be non-technical. You want to get them emotionally involved, because it is an emotional decision. So, as I said, it can be used to close prospects, and it should be used to close prospects. That's what it was really created for. But it was found that actually, and Frank DiBenedetto, our founder, found, this is really helping me with sales tools. I'm going to use it on my customers, on my current users in QBRs, quarterly business reviews. And he started crushing it. He started upselling a ton of new stuff, to the point where he got his partners. The OS33 was one of the companies he was upselling to get folks to the cloud, and he got on their radar. He became a partner, attracted their attention. He recently attracted Datto's attention for how he was reselling so much of their stuff, and it's because of audIT. It's pure and simple. It's 100% because of audIT. So using it in quarterly or regular business reviews. And as a practice, you'll hear it again in the Expert series. I highly recommend, we all highly recommend you do QBRs, at least with your top clients. You've got to stay in touch with them. You're going to get money every time you go in there, because when they need something more, they're going to give you money much easier than ever before. You're not going to hear we don't want to do that now. They're not going to see dollar signs when you come in. They're going to see red on their report, and they're going to want to know why it's red, and they're going to want to fix it. It's a different conversation. So here's the first page of the report. Now, the first colored page, I should say. There's a bunch of pages before this. There's a kind of cover page. There's a detail page with some, mumbo jumbo on it that they're probably going to skip. But this is the first impact page. This is telling them, here's what we found with your audit report. And it's an overview of their IT, right? Based on 27 points. Go back there. You can see on the right-hand side there, you've got a baseline plan summary, and it's telling you the results of each quadrant of your 27-point audit. It's a description that's explaining what they're looking at. So this is just giving them the high-level summary view, and you see on the bottom there's a financial summary down there with what they're paying now and what they could be paying, an effective IT monthly expense. And I did a whole video on this, so please watch the effective IT monthly expense video if you want to know more about that. But it's a great sales tool. As you go through the report, you'll dig down into the detail. Each of the 3 mandatory categories will have 1 page. Okay, and you can see on the right-hand side, security is active, so it's showing them we're on the security page, and that we have infrastructure, managed support, and services. You've got a description there. Each audit item, we call these audit items. You can see managed DNS, for example, is the first audit item up top left, and you have a summary statement inside of each audit item. We have default and system summary statements, such as requires immediate attention. You can create your own summary statements, and we'll do a whole deep dive on that as well. You'll also have an audit score on the bottom of the page. And you can see here with all that red and yellow, you've got a 16. They have a 16. The more reds, the closer it gets to 0. The more greens, the closer it gets to 100. And again, we'll deep dive into this. I'm just going to gloss over this for now. And then you can see dark web monitoring down there. Many of the reds and yellows have infographics associated with it. This one is for security, and it's showing them why it's important, where we are in the report. And it's real simple to go through with them, to show them visually what that means when you say dark web monitoring. Because they're going to ask, well, what is dark web monitoring? Okay, I'm glad you asked. It's This is what it is, and you can explain it with a picture. Really, really powerful to help you explain complex things. And as a leave behind later, they'll be able to kind of glance through this, and they're going to see and be able to understand what's wrong. They can dig into the details without having to worry, about all this technical information. They're not getting a PhD level dissertation. They're getting a really simple explanation. And the brilliant part about audit, by the way, is that there's nothing in here that tells your client or your prospect that they can take to another provider and say, this is what they think I should do. This is telling them the high level. This is telling them detail as well. It's digging into the details we see here, but it's not telling them what you're going to do for them. It's not building a roadmap like if you do a network scan or you do these detailed reports that are designed to be more assessment oriented. That kind of becomes a blueprint that another provider can take and run with, not with audit. And then there's a comparative analysis page, which is the last page. So let me go back here just to show you every one of these pages. Every one of these, you'll have 3 detail pages, and there's an optional 4th category called telecom, or you can customize and create your own 4th category. But you're going to have 1 page per category, and then you're going to have, again, the infographics where they show up. Then the last page is what I call the close page. It's the comparative analysis, and it's telling them where they are today and where we're going to take them. This page is really magical. It shows, and you can visually see that where we are is not so good and where we're going to be is awesome. And there's a price to where we're going to take them. It's more than what they're paying, but it's less than that effective monthly IT expense. And that helps you close, and that helps you get the price that you should be getting, not the price they want, which is always the lowest price. So here's how to get the most out of your trial membership. Watch the Quickstart video series. So watch all of our Quickstart videos, which are more of the how-to, right? In this video series, the expert series, I'm really going through a little more high-level stuff. I'm going through usage. With the Quickstart video, it's just a mechanical. Here's how you go from point A to point B. So watch them. You can access them in your menu under Help. If you go to your Help icon on the top right of the screen, you'll see Quickstart video series. And if you go to the left, it's right on there. It says Quickstart video right on your menu. Schedule a meeting with your top clients. This is what we really, when you're trying it out, if you're trying audit, you just signed up for the trial, schedule a meeting with your top clients. Not everybody has a prospect. If you have a prospect, great, use it on your prospect. But sometimes folks, and I know Frank, when he first started presenting audits, he was a little nervous about presenting it to his prospects. Well, now we have a ton of proof that this thing works. So you can feel confident in presenting it to your prospects for sure. But what he did is he scheduled a meeting with all of his top clients to do a business review. And then he created an audit for them and presented to them. It's that simple. Until you present the audit, until you pop this sucker down in front of your prospect, you're not really going to see the value of audit. A lot of people do, right? A lot of people we meet a lot of people on the road. We email back and forth, talk to people all the time. They see the report and they immediately get it. They do see the value. They use it on trial, and then they put their own report together, and yeah, they see, okay, this is something I absolutely should be putting in front of my customers. So I think people who see the report, people who use it and print their own report get it, but you really get it when you put it down in front of your client or your prospect, because you're going to get reactions that we're told that our clients and get all the time, which is, oh my God, I've never seen my stuff presented this way. I totally finally get it. And the funny part about it is, the ironic part, I think, is audit takes away the technical details, but people who look at it they continually tell us that their client thinks they learned more and they got more detail out of our audit report, that audit report, than they've ever gotten out of any of the technical stuff that they presented in the past. And it's a mind blower. It blows your mind away, because here you are for all this time having shared all this technical knowledge and technical reporting, and they think the audit is more detailed. That's the cool thing about it. And why is that? Because they finally understand what you're saying. And I promise you, that even if you think they understand what you're saying, they probably don't. They're too afraid to tell you. They're embarrassed to tell you they don't understand you. Nobody's ever going to say, you know, Jim, I have no idea what you're talking about. You come in here every 3 months and you do this quarterly business review, and I want to like bang my head against the wall because it's boring. I can't understand you. My eyes are rolling in the back of my head. I wish you wouldn't come. No, instead, they're going to make excuses for why they can't meet with you now, or can we push it to next week, or they're going to, you know, trust me on this. It happens to us all the time. We hear this again and again from our prospects, from trial members who become clients. We hear it all the time. So that's the Quick Start Primer here, what you can expect in this video series, what you can expect from audit, what audit is. And I hope you're enjoying this. I hope you enjoy the rest of them. And I'm here for you. If you have questions of your own that you'd like answered, please shoot me an email, give me a call, send me a text message, smoke signal, whatever way you want to communicate with me. Love to hear from you.